Hello and welcome back to the Elder Scrolls Online Murkmire. We are back in Lilmoth and we are here because, well, I needed to clear out my inventory after the last bit of questing for the sake of the Bright Throats, but also because we discovered a... sneeze. Yes, we discovered a sneeze. No, we discovered a secondary side quest while on the side quest for the Bright Throats, and that was the Frog Totem Turnaround, which, if I'm not remembering wrong, now it has been a while since I last recorded or even edited anything aside from my book series. If I'm not remembering wrong, that started with a semi-romantic, semi-tragedy poem. So yeah, we were basically set to find someone or something called Chalmat, who is supposed to be in Lilmoth, which is why we're back here. Now, we aren't completely done with the side questing in Lilmoth, so maybe this is a good reason to sort of start going around here.
I may have chosen the
Does
wrong
look like it's up here, maybe.
You are not the only one.
Roughly around here. Ooh.
What's so funny? You have fared
Well. So I don't know if this is just the end to this quest or if there's actually more to this. I think there might be more to this quest than just delivering this back, because otherwise it would be picking something up and just delivering it. That seems a little short for a side quest.
Your steps show determination, and your eyes curiosity. Tell me what you seek, Biko.
Did you lose this frog totem and poem?
Yes. I carved this many seasons ago. I hoped it would convince my beloved Qa'Rajh to join me for our tribe's next bonding ritual, but I lost the totem before it could be presented. Of course, this was when I was still a female.
You used to be a female?
The Hist, in all its endless gifts, allows us to change many aspects of ourselves. Our gender is but one. I highly recommend such a change, should you ever get the chance.
So, because you're now male, you can't bond with Qa'Rajh.
If we had
was
spoken
just
a
this.
week ago, it would have been so. But as fate would have it, Qa'Rajh has recently undergone a change herself. Thank you for bringing me this letter and totem. They should make fine gifts for my beloved.
Okie dokie.
I will present these gifts to Qa'Rajh when the next bonding ritual is announced. I simply must tweak my poem, perhaps refine my carving,
Okay.
and all shall be ready.
Tell me more about Argonian bonding rituals.
The ceremony bonds those who have chosen to lay an egg together. Many dry skins compare it to a wedding. This is not entirely accurate, of course. While there is always respect between the bonded pair, romantic feelings are not strictly necessary.
So, why didn't you bond with Qa'Rajh before?
I had every intention to. Days I devoted to carving, to writing just the right words. I worked outside the village, not wanting Qa'Rajh to see my gift before it was finished. And then, a bog bloat invaded my camp.
So, you ran away.
Exactly so.
Yeah.
I had no time to carve another totem before the ceremony, and so the opportunity was lost. But thanks to your kindness, I have been given yet another chance. I erect the spine of gratitude to you, Biko, as do my future hatchlings.
What does a bonding ceremony entail?
Each tribe has their own traditions, but there are commonalities. A tree minder performs the ceremony before the Hist. The bonded pair are blessed with good health and vibrant fertility. And then commences the bonding, as it were.
How does one choose a partner?
This
Sounds like we're getting
varies.
dating.
Sometimes the decision is based on an emotional connection, other times merely a physical attraction. Some tribes even use such ceremonies to strengthen their political connections. Take the Brightthroats, for example.
And yourself? Why do you want to bond with Qa'Rajh?
Oh, well, I simply believe we would have very becoming hatchlings. That is all.
Yeah, we already asked this. Alright, well that was, that was unfortunately as short as I feared it to be. Well, I mean, we did get an achievement for it, but, I mean, that shouldn't happen just yet, as we have not cleared out all the side quests of Murkmire. We're getting there, sure, but we aren't there yet. Did I? Yes, I did. Good. Okay. Let's take the champion points, just see how things stand. I haven't really looked at that in a while. It's been a while since I've gotten enough experience to actually just go into the champion bar more than just, oh, I got a new point, let's slot it in. Like, I actually want to do stuff with the champion bars, not like this. Alright, let's see what we're looking at here. So I've started doing the Fleet Phantom, which is allowing me to sneak faster. Well, which, given that we haven't started the Thieves Guild quest, I keep coming back to the Thieves Guild, because a large part of this tree, I mean, the other part is crafting. And I've filled out, except for provisioning and alchemy, and like jewelry making, I've maxed out all the base crafting skills. Like, I can literally not get any, apart from the feats and talents slotted into those, I cannot get any better. Like, I can't get any better material, I can't get any better gear from upgraded using those materials. So this one is very much thieving, crafting, and like some bits into assassination. So, given that we are now done with the, well, I mean, we still have the occasional job for the Dark Brotherhood, but don't mention that because, hey, I mean, the deal is that we haven't started the Thieves Guild yet. So, really, what I want to do with this tree, because there is this tree, more than any of the two others, does have a lot of things that you need to activate. Like, they will be passive once activated, but like the passives here, they just happen. As soon as you have some amount of finishing up to it, there are some of them that just have one big bar and are just like, yeah, it's either a yes or no. But like with the smaller bars, as soon as you have one bar filled, you got passively going on whatever that skill gives. So, well, we wanted it here, and that actually gives us a first bar in movement speed. So we're now a little faster. We're still spending the same amount of stamina, which is not great, but that is not so much this tree. Where it goes from here, well, we got Infamous, Shadow Strike. That could help me getting away, but like, I would say that I've been pretty good at going Habushi against any kind of target. So that is more of a, like, if you really happen to be in a crowded area. And I haven't yet. Did I fill that all up? Yeah, I did. What is this? Cut Purses Art. Higher quality loot. That wouldn't be bad. I mean, I like higher quality loot, but at the same time, it's not like I'm going out of my way to sort of get it, because I've already got pretty decent loot as is. So, yeah. Fade away. Escaping from a guard wipes 25% of your current heat, but not bounty. So yeah, bounty and heat are something that I don't really go. I'm not really gonna go into it. It's there, and you could probably make some sort of ideal out of how they work. How about the other trees? The Magos tree is also a lot with placing things and making them active, but we still have a few that are working. How does this one have anything else? It has 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so there's a decent amount to work on here, which there isn't really in the sort of crafting skill. The Might tree, I mean, we're getting there, but like this one is basically a dead end apart from the main one. Any of these is slottable, you have to slot them in, so it goes to this tumbling, which is nice, and then to this, and then that's basically it. Like, it does have these two, but like this is against other thieves, and given that I don't do PvP ever, this is gonna be a little bit of a sort of like, why? I'm going to slot points into it, but only because I need to get to here. And this also isn't really that useful because I tend to go out of my way to avoid dying, even if that means, you know, actually physically running away. Other than that, we do have some just small bonuses that can be leveled up to 50, which is nice. That definitely works. That means more skill recovery, more armor, more health. That's always nice. So yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with how it's going, but I can also see it stalling quite soon because most of the skills I'm going for are passives, and I'm not gonna go out of my way just yet for the sake of finding those that don't fit that bill entirely. So, with that in mind, let's take a look around. We've spent about almost 15 minutes just blabbering. But we definitely haven't. I mean,
What was it? Daedra?
I'm fairly certain that there are still side quests around, because I most certainly haven't cleared them out.
Is there no depth they are not willing to sink to? One day they will drown.
Let's see.
I'm about to head up to the new Root Whisper village.
Oh, yeah, I knew it. Chuksu.
Where? Look, I've been in Murkmire for years, and I ain't never heard of a root.
Talk to Master... Oh, wait, those are all quests in another area. So, not gonna do anything with those. Katsudel. Nope, you do not have a side quest. I mean, we can take this side quest on. I think that might be the last side quest here in Lilmoth. Okay. I mean, sometimes you have to take time off to just do what you're missing.
Good day, traveler. Is there something I can help you with?
Are you all right? He seems very jumpy.
Is it that obvious? Yes, I am. Well, no, not really. I've come to ask Qa'Rajh, a former agent of the Shadow Scales, to help arbitrate a dispute. But speaking to an assassin, even a retired one, is a terrifying prospect, to say the least.
I can talk to Qa'Rajh if you want. For you if you want.
Well, if you don't mind, to introduce the issue, if nothing else. The dispute is between Nurhe and Pahisa, who both claim rights to a nearby salt rice farm. They've already both agreed to accept Qa'Rajh's decision.
I'll take care of it. It sounds more like a debating
Thank
sort
you,
of talking.
Rico.
So
You've at least given me time to work up
that's all
some
right.
nerve. And please, be mindful to show Qa'Rajh only respect. It would be best not to invoke her anger given her past affiliations.
Tell me a bit more about this dispute, then.
Both defendants claim inheritance of a salt rice farm previously owned by the now deceased Qa'Rajh. Nurhe, a local trader, claims the farm as collateral for debts owed. Pahesa, egg-sister to the deceased, claims it by familial association.
What do the local laws say? That is actually interesting because Lilmoth is sort of a technically not belonging to any of the tribes. It is a sort of universal trading post where other races are free and willing to come to Black Marsh for the sake of, trade, because it's not as awful as deeper into Black Marsh, where they're like half of the men and women are dead by insect bite, the other half are suffering from disease, and then there's the locals. Well, Lilmoth is sort of like, you can sort of semi-guarantee that you have a safe harbor. At least until the rest of the Murkmire Peninsula sinks, that is. So, local laws, like, it is described as a sort of neutral area in terms of, like, no one is actually the leader of it. So, local laws would be an interesting point, but I think what the answer we're going to get is basically there aren't any.
The Saxleal of Murkmire don't exactly have laws as understood by outsiders. Small disputes are handled by an arbiter of both parties' choosing. This could be anyone, though it tends to be the tribe's tree minder.
Why were you asked to arbitrate this dispute?
I worked for Qa'Rajh for several years. As a neutral third party with an interest in the farm's well-being, I volunteered to arbitrate. Unfortunately, all attempts at negotiation have failed so far.
It seems to me you would be on Pahesa's side, given that she was your former boss. What?
I worked for Qa'Rajh and her alone. While Pahesa was present, she did little to help the farm. I barely even spoke to her before this dispute. I just want the farm to be in good hands.
Tell me about Sulakish of the Shadow Scales.
Simply put, the Shadow Scales are an order of assassins that have been present in Blackmarsh since time immemorial. Among the Saxleal, they are both feared and respected. Sulakish is of an advanced age, which is a rarity within her order.
A former assassin helps arbitrate disputes?
The Shadow Scales serve Blackmarsh in many ways. Their role in our society is much more nuanced than mere killers. They help keep the natural order of things, as it were. Sulakish has simply decided to take a more direct approach to that role.
So it's common for the Shadow Scales to judge disputes?
I don't believe so. Their order may be secretive about their practices, but I doubt many are so open about their judgments. However, Sulakish has now granted Lilmoth her wisdom many times. She will see the right path. In this, I have faith.
Okay. So where be those two at? Right, maybe we should make the quest active so that we can actually follow it. Otherwise, it might get lost in the sea of quests that we are currently undertaking. Is that the... Oh, that's the inn. Right, okay. What will probably happen is we're going to walk out and get both sides of the coin. But I would be okay with it just being like...
Must have lost more blood than I thought.
No need to come any closer, stranger.
I can hear you just fine from there.
Can't see why they would.
Well, that's convenient. I'm here to talk to you about Nurhe and Paheza's claim over the Saltry's farm.
Yet you are not Qa'Rajh. Lost his nerve, did he? He may have a way with words, but still lacks the will to speak them. A shame. I will help with this dispute, but need you to be my eyes. As you can plainly see, I lost my sight long ago.
Be your eyes. How so?
I need evidence if I'm to properly judge. Speak with the two claimants, Nurhe and Paheza. Seek their truths, yes, but also their lies. Both will help my decision. It also wouldn't hurt to check the farm itself.
I'll speak to the claimants and search the farm.
The midge lingers. Do you seek anything else?
Well, I would prefer if you didn't call me a midge. That doesn't seem particularly nice, even by regular xenophobic standards. I have a few questions.
Naturally. Speak.
Tell me more about the shadow scales.
We are ones born under the shadow, trained as assassins and given over to the Dark Brotherhood. Those of us fortunate to live long lives, however, must learn to serve Sithis in other ways. So I have become a Kuvaste, an agent of needed change.
Needed change?
Many think of death as an end. This is only partially correct. Death is also a beginning, a cycle turned again. The shadow scales see this more clearly than most, and so we are tasked with sharing our wisdom with others. Sometimes, quite suddenly.
So that's why you're asked to judge disputes.
Disputes stem from a refusal to accept change. This creates stagnation. A stuttering tongue cannot be trusted to say what must be said. Sometimes, the words can be coaxed into being. Other times, it must be cut from the mouth.
I see. Speaking of seeing, how did you lose your sight?
Right to the point. Tell me, how old do you think I am?
I don't know, 50, 60?
My, what a charming little liar you make. I'm much older than that, of
Why?
course.
Why was it a lie
When my
to give
eyes
an
began
estimate?
to fail me.
All right.
I knew my role was fated to change. I now honor Sithis through my guidance, rather than my blade.
Okay. Well, where do we go? Well, first we have to get out of this place, which we can do here.
Speak, hear the hills speak, hear the hills speak its words to me.
Okay, where is it at then? Oh, one is here. Is the other one nearby, or do I have to go out further for that? Oh, by the gate. Oh, I think I've met Paheza a couple of times, but... or at least run past him. Let's start there, because that is familiar territory, and we will obviously hear those two lovebirds once again. And I do not care for it. Shut up! Yes, they are. Yeah, surely, shut up. Paheza.
What do you want?
You look drunk. Not just from the bottle, but also from the swaying. I'm here to talk about the Saltry's farm.
That sniveling little slug. Chuksu is supposed to handle this himself. Well, what more do you want to know? The farm was my egg sister's, so it belongs to me now. A fair claim by anyone's standards, I would think.
Did Qa'Rajh ever formally say you were to inherit the farm?
No. But why would she need to? Of course she would want me to have the farm. All I want is to sell the damn place and move on with my life. Look, it's all I have left. That and Qa'Rajh's gravestake by the docks.
Qa'Rajh's gravestake?
Her memorial, of course. When a Saxhleel dies, their lives are honored with the carvings on their gravestakes. If you're so curious about who my sister is, why don't you go look for yourself?
I'll do that. Thanks for your time. Ah, well, not as negative as first implied when appearing as a drunk. It seems the two are fairly close by. Let's try and find the gravestake first. Sort of focus on that before we go to talk with whatever her name was. Seems it's about back here. Oh, yeah, there's something akin to a graveyard. Okay. Qa'Rajh's gravestake. Qa'Rajh lived simply, worked diligently, endured hardships. Well, that was not very descriptive, but alright. It's not my job to judge, it's my job to investigate. And that is what I'll do.
Dark toads, and watch your step. This pier is made from wicker and prayers. I have no time to chat. It is a busy day, and I need to make sure this shipment is off before the next tide. Take your business elsewhere.
Oh, I think I pulled something.
I'm here on behalf of Surakish about the Saltridge Farm dispute.
The Shadow Scale? I see. My claim on that farm is as watertight as my trading vessels. Qa'Rajh, may she be at peace with the Hist, owed me several debts before she departed. That farm acts as collateral. It is as simple as that.
Tell me more about these debts.
We were business associates. I would buy her salt rice crop and sell it in far-off Senchal. The cats like to put moon sugar on it. When Qa'Rajh fell on hard times, I offered a loan. Unfortunately, she died before it could be repaid.
Could Paheza not pay back those debts after she inherits the farm?
That skooma Adel Kuda couldn't tend a crop if her scales depended on it. She may be Qa'Rajh's egg sister, but she cares nothing for that salt rice farm. It would be run into the muck before the next season. Of this, I have no doubt. As the Dryskins would say, an idiot. You have but to speak to Paheza once to see the truth in my words.
What's this?
Do not
Stronger
be a
than I
limp
remember.
fish.
Must
You
have
did
lost more
right
blood than
coming
I
to me.
thought.
I sense that. Welcome
Do you
back.
think vampires drink?
Your footfalls have a very peculiar quality, did you know?
Can't see why they would.
You bear much weight on your shoulders, I
No wonder
sense.
they're trying to end the world.
No doubt you have spoken to the claimants.
I'd
Tell
bash
me,
my brains out if
what have you learned?
bar always wobbles so much.
The path ahead, and so I am lost to my dread. Shunate, shunate, a belly of regret. These feelings of despair that I cannot forget. Shunate, shunate,
Ah. And from what Chuksu has told me, she also plans to sell the farm. Most likely to pay off the debts she undoubtedly has with such a habit. What of Nurhe? And so it all comes together. Paheza steals from her egg sister to pay off her debt to Nurhe. The salt rice farm suffers as a result. Nurhe uses this to his advantage and forces Qa'Rajh into debt as well. The answer is now clear. The two parties must meet. Acquire oil from both a mature bog willow and a perfumed snapper. You must keep these oils separate, of course. Give the bark oil to Nurhe, and the snapper oil to Paheza. It is a shadow scale custom. The oils help separate those who cling from that which they cling to. In this case, a dispute which has lasted far too long. Have patience. Soon all will be clear. Have both Nurhe and Paheza rub the oil into their scales and tell them to meet at the town's entrance. There, the matter will finally be put to rest. In Murkmire, the decision of a shadow scale is absolute. Chuksu may have sun-blessed intentions, but one cannot merely ask an eel to fly. It must be pierced by an arrow and shot upwards. This you shall see.
Hear the hiss, its words to me. Below the roots forever spread, collecting souls of our dead. Speak, hear the hiss, speak, hear the hiss, speak its words.
This is taking longer than I planned.
Though the Saxhleel generally choose to live in tribes based around a history, Lilmoth is a merchant town with no true leadership.
You have my gratitude, traveler.
Though the Saxhleel generally choose to live in tribes based around a history, Lilmoth is a merchant town with no true leadership. That is why there are so many travelers in this town. Deeper in the swamp, the tribes tend to be more isolated and hostile to outsiders.
You again. Here to tell me the Shadow Scale's judgment, are you? Well, let me hear it. Negotiate? With that spineless Kuda? Fine. Besides, it's about time that someone put Nurhe in his place. There's no doubt that the Shadow Scale will agree with my claim. What's this? Smells like perfume. I'll do as the Shadow Scale asks, of course. Not stupid enough to go against her wishes. And I'll attend the meeting too. Make no mistake. Good luck getting Nurhe to agree to come. He hasn't deigned to speak to me once since Qa'Rajh died. Just uses Jigsaw to relay messages. Oh, so you finally caught wind of the truth, did you? Nurhe's the whole reason I'm like this, you know. Gave me my first bottle of skooma free of charge. The bottles afterward, of course, were plenty costly. What do you know? Who are you to judge me? It was different before, you know. I had a life, I had a family, and now I have nothing. Nothing but a muddy scrap of land that might let me finally move on from this swamp pit.
Your eyes are as lovely as muddy puddles, found deep.
I'm about to head up to the new Root Whisper village. Want to come along?
You're heading where? Look, I've been in Murkmire for years, and I've never heard of a root whisper village.
Ah, my esteemed Biko. I'm sure you come with good tidings. After all, my claim is as strong as the roots of the Hist. What? Rub oil into my scales? Whatever for? Negotiate? Is the matter not settled? All right. I'm not foolish enough to go against the Shadowscale's command. Besides, my words are sure to sway all present. I'll make sure to attend the negotiation. You needn't trouble yourself further. Oh? Not surprising. We wrote a lot of letters to each other. Beheza would often conduct business on behalf of her egg sister. Just what do you think you're implying? You listen to me, Mudfish, and you listen well. My business is all above board, and I do not give one lick of a toad's backside what you think you found. Now go jump on the bog.
Thank you both for agreeing to this negotiation.
Of course. Far be it from me to deny the wisdom of a shadow scale.
Oh, please. Let's just get this over with.
Before we begin negotiations, I want the two of you to shake hands, amicably, to show your good intentions in coming here.
What happened? What did you do?
What was asked of me, I resolved their dispute. I entrust the farm to you, Chukzu. You do best to not disappoint me. And so, the farm now belongs to one who is worthy of it. I'd much rather pass such judgment with my own hands, of course, but at my age, this is the best I can manage. I saw the needed resolution and acted accordingly, that is all. My rulings are always just, though not always pleasant. I thank you for your aid in the matter. Here, A reward is only fitting. In the name of Sithis, I have brought about the needed change. That which hindered has been removed. That which must be, shall be. It seems the midge dislikes my judgment. Weeds choke the garden, and so they are uprooted. The limb begins to wither, and so it is cut away. A sacrament is uttered, and so a life is taken. That is the will of Sithis. Perhaps, but it would not have been the shadow scale way.
I think I have to lie down for a moment. And after that, it's off to get the farm back in order. Let's just hope I can honor Qa'Rajh's dedication. Elsewise, well, I don't want to think about the elsewise.